Thank you. Hey, I think there are people in the living room. If you're here for the Speakeasy, come on in. Or if you're just here just lounging, that's fine too. And this is really short. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Speakeasy. I see some familiar faces here. It's very nice to see you again, and the new people. Hello. What to say? Oh, I'm Zelda. Yes, my pronouns are she, they. I work here at the Writers' House. I'm Speakeasy host for this school year, which is pretty cool. I guess I'll give y'all a general spiel, and then we'll be on our way. So we have a sign up. So there's a few people that we have in order, but it's only a few. So then we'll open it up to the crowd after that. You can read anything as long as it's not racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, Islamophobic, xenophobic, phobic. Don't do that, or I will ring a cowbell at you. And that's actually true. I actually will. Yeah, so don't do that. And please, if your poem deals with or not poem, I'm just a poet. If your piece deals with something a little difficult to deal with, please give a content warning or a trigger warning. That is much appreciated. Also, at any point, if something's too much for you, you are welcome to step out. We're not keeping you here. You can also hear this program from the living room, from the kitchen. You can hear it from there. You don't have to be here. That being said, I think that's all, and I think we'll get underway. And Andrew, who's our first person? Gwendolyn. If you're here, please welcome Gwendolyn, everybody.
Hello, folks. Actually, can I hold the mic or no? Are we allowed to? Hello. I have poems and things because I have feelings. I am a graduate student in philosophy. Take that as you will. Oh, not the clap. Thank you. Yes, applaud for me. Yeah. So I actually published a chapbook a couple of years ago, and I'm trying to get back into poetry. If any of you are graduate students, I'm setting up an anti-colonial poetry and philosophy reading group for the spring. So if you have an interest, please let me know. It specifically centers Black and brown writers. We're going to start with Edward Said and then talk about Mahmoud Darwish. So yeah, I'm lazy, so I have number poems now. But I'm very lazy of me. But one, if we were to stop talking, there'd be no wound. I would leave you there, to emaciation. Saviors tend to be born into a divine unluckiness, and while I'm not the one who you will name immortal, I have taken to refusing names entirely. They say leader, instead of the one who tried to survive too loudly, paid penance and the labels of cruelty and resilience. It is raining, and I'm on alert. With the wind outside summoning me, thrashing tree leaves against my walls, peel paint rise as the downpour makes air dense, cleans dreams to call for the next. When the weather comes drenched in darkness, it is my commander, the only one open enough to move me. It'll staunch the bleeding, soaked duvet by an open window if the chill isn't a worry. 2. It was not the dream that disturbed me, but how I woke from it. Disoriented, where the sky sheds its skin every hour, I, under it, skeptical to call this the flaky dermis of the heavens snow, or maybe stardust. There's no answer in static memories, but what I can recognize, sadness sharpens my joy. I've grown, that other stomach that seeks arms to be wrapped round it, thickened by tamp suspicions, gurgling to consume music that smells like the sun so my hips will carry weight. I'm just what it looks like when fear and freedom have their sights on one another for too long, and they cannot tell if it is infatuation or a deep and lethal hatred. Do I have time for the third or no?
Sure. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know the rules. I think it's rude when
I think
people
I'm making them up as we go. I'm pretty sure. Also, can you turn my voice down slightly?
Thank you. But the third and final set to this just unnamed set of poems. 3. They're bad poems because they read of lies and strain. The poet likes the lifestyle of poet too much, and each stanza alerts us to this. What would be carefree musings are made into a statement that leaks at the first sign of showers. Inauthentic may be what we must call this posturing, this extractivism of suffering, not theirs, because it glimmers under heat. And they can't even catch that heat, even if they paint themselves the victim of others' tormentors, they themselves a benefactor of miseries. They keep a scrapbook of other people's soiled band-aids tucked under their bed. Do not trust these, the bad poets and their bad poems they find in other people daring to live. These are the lines of true zombies, and if you don't know death and life, then you cannot help this. Thank you.
That was awesome. That was very awesome. And continue clapping. Continue clapping. Yes. I'm going to say one thing to Andrew really quick, and then I'll be back. Everything is all well. Okay, actually turn my voice back up slightly, please. Wait, what happens if I do this? Okay. Thank you again, Gwendolyn. That was awesome. That was very cool. Andrew, who's the next person? Puppet Master. Yeah, let's go! Puppet Master! Woo! Oh, wait, sorry. I'm going to say one more thing. By the way, you noticed me ing and snapping. Please do that when you like something, or like exclaim. Be free to. I will be doing it a lot, and I don't want to be lonely. Puppet Master, everyone.
In the velvet darkness of the blackest night, burning bright, there's a guiding star. No matter what or who you are, there's a light over at the Frankenstein place. There's a light burning in the fireplace. Woo! There's a light in the darkness of everybody's life. The darkness must go down the river of night's dreaming. Flow, Morpheus, slow, let the sun and light come streaming into my life. Into my life. There's a light over at the Frankenstein place. There's a light burning in the fireplace. There's a light in the darkness of everybody's life. Thank you.
That was incredible. Thank you. Thank you very much, Puppet Master. I don't have to go up here. Andrew, who do we have next? Who's that? No, don't clap for this person. Don't clap for this person. This is my roommate. I'm gonna.
Sorry that.
Shut up. Okay.
Sorry that my hair is wet. I just took a shower.
Don't forgive you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be reading one poem and one short story.
Boo. Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
All right. So this poem is called "Picking Grass in the Outfield." A cemetery, unsettled by the day, awakens by and by into an unusual nocturnal orchestra of cricket, frog, fly. I didn't notice the couple watching. Piercing longest at 5 to noon, when the forest, cast long askew, scrapes its shadows into your back, sown like family's hallowed plots, where mother rests under a low willow, waves to her hello, unless the wind is dead, and even there, in the cemetery, are the cricket, frog, fly heard singing. So this next piece is called Diálogo entre un hijo y su amigo, and it's
Really good. It's really good.
and it contains subjects of abuse. So just a warning. She's
Bless you. We're not done clapping. We're not done clapping. That was awesome. Thank you. I don't have to get up there anymore. Who's next, Andrew? Sophie. Come on, Sophie. Take the stage. Let's go.
Hi. Okay. I did this last time we had an open mic night here. I don't belong here. I'm a prospective student. I'm a high school senior.
That doesn't matter.
Thank you.
In the slightest at all.
Thank you. Hey, hopefully I'll belong here next year. But anyway, this is an old piece written around the same time as my many, many mental breakdowns, all around the same topic. This covers imposter syndrome, but there's nothing graphic or like anything in it, so take heed of that. This is a piece called Fake. I have a confession to make. I've been sitting on it for a while, and now I've decided it's finally time to share. So, heads up guys, I'm a fake writer. I know, I'm sorry I lied. I'm sorry I deceived you with pieces I wrote in one shot and edited the next day. I'm sorry I pretended that I was ever worthy of standing on the stage beside you, you real writers who didn't get their start in fan fiction, who've been writing since you were 5, who plan to make something of yourselves with it. I'm a fake writer, and this I know to be true. I don't write every day. I give it up entirely for 181 days every year because I simply don't have the time to be able to love and honor it the way the rest of you do. I spend hours staring at blank pages, wishing for something to come, because all I have to offer are novel plots I don't have the time to pursue, short story ideas that are cliché to the point of becoming painful, and micro essays about the same 3 mental breakdowns I write weekly. I am a fake writer. I haven't told this to my face. A best friend who never loved me the way I loved her, or loved me differently, too differently, I don't know, said this to me. Said it to my friends, told them that my novel, the 70,000 words I poured my heart and soul into, weren't real. I'm not a real writer because now I hide. I hide away from art, from the love of my life, from the talent I'm not sure I possess, and that I'm so terrified of losing. I hide from my friends, my peers, and if someone asks me about my writing, my first instinct is, shut up, Sophie. They don't want to hear it. It's not real. They don't care. I'm not a real writer, and I know this because the thoughts from my brain flow, they fly, they spiral, but half the time I'm not fast enough to capture them on a page. I'm not a real writer because all I want to do right now is write, but I know that the moment I leave the stage for a year, it's over. Because when it comes down to it, I'm not a real writer. I'm a girl who aspires to be, who wants desperately to be, but is terrified of becoming such because she's terrified of writing as a craft. Putting words down on a page, what if they don't fit? Don't work, don't flow? What if the character is poorly developed, or the plot has a gaping hole the size of Miami, or the sentence structure is monotonous? What if it's simply bad? What if I bare my soul on a page in a story that may as well be a diary entry through a character who resembles me so much that only I can't see it, and is not good enough? Because I once had a boyfriend, an ex now, don't worry, it's an ex, tell me, and I quote, that he wouldn't date me unless I pretended not to be a writer. Because because the school knew. They knew that I was the freak who writes what I write, and he wouldn't be associated with that. I'm not a real writer because what if my love for the art dies? What if whatever meager skill that I have for it currently dries up and withers from disuse? What if people hear my works, listen to me speak, know the soul I'm so stupidly bearing again and again, and think, why is she even here? What if I stop writing? What if I lose this thing I love? What if I fail my writing because deep down, I know that I've never been good enough for it? And everyone else does too. What if everyone finds that out? What if I'm not a real writer?
I'm going to lead us in a very quick chant. I don't know. Everybody, all at once, say, "You're a real writer!" Come on, what? Real writer! Okay, I didn't plan that well, but you're a real writer! Wait, I kind of want to do it again, but let's count, okay? 3, 2, 1. You're a real writer! Okay, we got it. All right, yeah, also, Alex, you're allowed to exclaim things like real, or so true, or what I said, what? Very loudly. You can do that. But don't try to be rude about it. That's my caveat. So now it's open to the public, and if anybody wants to read, I see you. I think we signed up. You signed up? Oh, are you a guitar guy? No. You're not a guitar guy? I sing, but I don't have a guitar. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Oh, well, never mind. You can say your name up there.
Hi, everybody. My name is Walker,
I'm Morgan.
and we're going to sing for you. I hope you like it. It's a song you might know. It's called Exile.
This might take 1 or 2 tries with the music, but should we just...
Oh, yeah. Should Yes. Well, we can play it through
We were just
we
gonna
can play it
we're
through
just gonna
this.
use YouTube.
Yeah.
I want to figure that out right now.
Okay.
I can see you standing, honey, with his arms around your body, laughing, but the joke's not funny at all. And it took you 5 whole minutes to pack us up and leave me with it, holding all this love out here in the hall. I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. You're not my homeland anymore. So what am I defending now? You are my town. Now I'm in exile, seeing you out. I think I've seen this film before. Ooh, 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 ooh.
I see you staring, honey, like he's just your understudy, like you'd get your knuckles bloody for me. Second, third, 100 chances, balancing on breaking branches. Those eyes add insult to injury. I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. I'm not your problem anymore. So who am I offending now? You were my crown. Now I'm in exile, seeing you out. I think I've seen this film before, so I'm leaving out the side door.
So step right out. There is no amount of crying I can do for you. All this time, we always walked a very thin line. You didn't even hear me out. You never gave a warning sign. All this time, I never learned to read your mind. I couldn't turn things around, 'cause you never gave a warning sign.
So many signs, so
many signs, so many signs.
You didn't even see the signs.
I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. You're not my homeland anymore. So what am I defending now? You were my town. Now I'm in exile, seeing you out.
I think I've seen this film before, so I'm leaving out the side door.
So step right out. There is no amount of crying I can do for you. All this time we always walked a very thin line. You didn't even hear me out. You never gave a warning sign. All this time I never learned to read your mind. I couldn't turn things around, 'cause you never gave a warning sign. All this time I never learned to read your mind. I couldn't turn things around, 'cause you never gave a warning sign.
All right. I'm gonna make this. One sec. If anybody wants to sing another song, go to Andrew in the back and tell him the name of the song you want to sing, and he will look up an instrumental version, and it will be louder. But you did awesome. You did very good. Again, it is open. You and the cat ears. Take it away.
Hi. Okay. All right. I might read two things, but sorry. Awesome. Okay. First poem I'm gonna read. I had to do it as an assignment for my poetry class, but it was and we had to write something called a ghazal, which is like which is like fun and little couplets. But each couplet had to have a different kind of theme, and so I actually had an experience which was quite confusing. So I thought this would be perfect inspiration, and it's titled "Afternoon Love is Confusing." Part 1, Munchies. The room isn't a room, and I know that whatever this is, spinning, it certainly is not a room, dancing in front of me doing flamenco. I smile as I close my eyes. They liked my maple-flavored laughter, tickling onto virgin sugar skulls, colorless still, though I brought the candy corn. It's that season, and I said that witches always brew wine with love. What is love but 4 blue letters stretched across my tongue like coloring? Love, you say it. You as in I as in me, to make something real, if only in a sound, something real. I know I'm not in a room because the cork was left open and all the voices escaped in whispers, and I'm left spinning with the crystal candy stuck between my teeth. It is real. It's too real. Every moment I blink and I say, ah. I see the Hulu logo. I see Buffy slaying beasties, though I can't follow the narrative which concerns me. True story. I tried to read Indian philosophy, but that makes me swoon, and it was an accident, you see. I got high just from licking the batter, and I need something to cleanse the palate. Tongue's dry. I'm sweating paranoia. Shit. Part 2, backwards walking. It's all in your head according to Google. Nothing truer than a dose of love in the afternoon. My mother's name, borrowed by Audrey, in a world before color existed. How sweet. No. Mama gets migraines from sugar, and so shall you. Popcorn with pink Himalayan dusting every kernel, but I spit it out since it tastes fishy, and it's hard to swallow, even with Audrey watching. Audrey, why are you watching me from the wall? All eyes and bone, just let me swallow. Girl, You too skinny, too skinny, so skinny you look dead. You make me wish I was a skeleton too. Can you hear me through the other side? I'm talking to you. Here I am, wishing I'm the waist size of a woman who nearly died of malnourishment, and I can't keep the plot line straight. Who's in love with you? I'm going to bed. Thanks.
Yeah. Whoa. What's that Batman riddle? Does anybody know it? No. Anyways, the answer is justice. Why does this keep cutting out? I think it's working. Okay, I'm gonna get a new one of these. But in the meantime, you go up there, Alex. Sorry, you're next.
Hi, I'm Alex. I don't do this often, so please forgive me. I will also be leaning over. It's very hard life being 6'5". Okay. I wrote this because I was writing a cover letter last night, and then I was like, I do not like writing cover letters, and so I'm very fascinated by the epistolary format, so I wanted to try it out. Okay. It's a poem. Dear hiring manager, I am writing to you because I've been tossing your job posting around lately. I'm holding it gently, this stem, waiting until I know why I wrote this. I have my answer. I am an unspectacular, exceptional man who was once young and never knew what was inside the clouds and now wants to touch them. I am asking to harden my bones with concrete to watch the sky fall from the 5th floor. Here's what I can offer you. I have pennies for spirit but debt to issue. Once I drove to New York City for the first time and I saw it never sleeps. I want you to teach me why. I'm a quick learner, willing to be a footstep, the tempo handed out freely. Once, I was suspended underwater for a few minutes by a body that did not know I was underneath it. I kept swimming for a few more years. Let me know if I can provide you with more proof of surrender or a lack thereof. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Dear Alex, we regret to inform you that we are the blooming flower, not the browned stem. You are one of thousands walking through Central Park, leaning over the fenced greenery, hoping you will one day smell us. We greatly appreciate your time and interest in our firm and wish you the best. Maybe the spring will be kinder when the regrowth in the air gives enough equity over your spirit to toss our next job posting around.
Okay, this is... What? It is working. This one? Okay. You. Right, I told you that. Yeah, come on. Come on. Come on. And then everybody applaud. Everybody applaud.
Hi, my name is Lee.
Hi, Lee.
It's been like 2 years since I've been into Speakeasy, so I'm glad I'm back.
Welcome back.
I want to do a content warning for topics surrounding the Holocaust, war, violence. This is a short story, maybe leaning less on the poetic side, about my grandfather. It's called Plain Luck. On February 23rd, 2022, Arnold Schwartz turns 99. Born in 1923, just shy of a century later, the beloved father and grandfather sits at his kitchen table and watches the morning hummingbirds flit around his feeder. He is someone who has seen more things in life than most on earth. He was born in the midst of Prohibition, was a child during the Great Depression, and a young man when he joined the Army for the last years of World War II. Schwartz was a member of the 3rd Army deployed in 1944 in northwestern France, moving eastward. After the war ended in 1945, he was held in Europe for 6 more months until he could return home to be dispatched. Widowed after 65 years of marriage and father of 5 children, now grown with their own children, the patriarch lives with only the company of his black cat in a small 1-floor house outside of San Francisco. Schwartz's son and granddaughter sit with him. With someone his age, one is never sure which conversation would be the last. Schwartz's son is a man in his early 60s, wise enough to know which questions to ask and how to project his voice for his old man to hear. The granddaughter is only 21, looking for wisdom she is convinced Schwartz is sitting on, if only she asks. Before the war, Schwartz recalls Prohibition and the Great Depression. When he was only a year old, Schwartz's father died falling down an elevator shaft, and the only child was raised between his mother and 5 uncles living all in one house. With 5 working men in the family, he says, I was lucky enough that we didn't feel the Depression or Prohibition as much as others. I only remember shortages of hard liquor and no toothpaste in the house for weeks on end. The family business remained steady throughout the Depression, but Schwartz recalls looking out the window, seeing men lined up to work for $1 a week. Out of prep school, Schwartz decided to join the war cause and put college on hold. He was top of his class, spoke perfect French, German, and Spanish, and would later go on to be a student at Yale. When he was just 21 years old, Schwartz was deployed to France. Confusion was the name of the game, he said. There was always confusion, and no matter how well things were planned, it always got screwed up. You had to get used to confusion. Schwartz recalls his time liberating concentration camps, in particular Mauthausen in Western Austria. As a Jew himself, Schwartz was deeply unsettled by the camp and felt physically disturbed. He remembers he did not stay long. He remembers he threw up. He tries not to remember where time has been merciful, allowing him to forget. He cannot shake, he admits, the dozens of Germans he has killed. I had a YD patch on my uniform, he claims. It stood for Yankee Division. But when I came across German officers, I would point to the YD and say it was the Yid Division to make them nervous. There was no such thing, of course, but I made sure the last thing they'd know before they died was that I was a Jew, and they died at my hands. 2 generations after Schwartz, his granddaughter can see hints of his past around his home in San Francisco. The TV sits on a green, weathered trunk with faded black block letters reading, A.J. Schwartz, 3rd Division. In his office, a delicate trinket box holds dirtied and rusted pins, some of them bloodied Nazi ones, a reminder of those he has killed. He keeps a World War II Luger in a safe behind the desk. As a child, the girl marches back and forth across the yard, laughing and chanting the rhymes her granddad taught her. Left, left, I had a good wife and I left. Left in the kitchen with 49 kids and did I do right? Right, I had a good wife and good life. Starved and alone with a bucket of beans and then I just left. She now wonders which artifacts on the bookshelves are war memorabilia. In all the faded photographs, the strong, smooth-skinned young man that was her grandfather is straight-faced, with a sharp jaw, a tight-lipped mouth with only the hint of a smile. She wonders if he smiled as much back then as he does now. On a family trip when she was 16, the whole family traced Schwartz's steps through the bunkers of Normandy, and the girl tried to imagine a boy only 4 years older than her, walking the same path, with the knowledge of violence, unsure whether he would see the next day. Did he still think he had done the right thing? Now at age 21, she is the same age he was when he took the lives of soldiers not so unlike himself. Until her mid-teens, the girl knew nothing of her grandfather's past. In such a close and loving family, there was no evidence of its bloody start. Only when pressed would he give wrap-around, indirect answers. He did not speak of specifics. The granddaughter was desperate to know. How could he sit and make puns and smile after everything he has been forced to see in 99 years? How do you feel? She asks him, and Schwartz responds, with my hands. As a confused young adult, all she wants from him is some truth, some wisdom. There had to be a message, a reason, a conclusion. You live like this without learning something more? Schwartz doesn't seem to understand. I'm no hero, he says. Nothing I ever did was heroic. I did what I thought I should, and I did my duty. Smarter and better people than I did not make it. Everybody got thrown into the pot, and when you got shot at, it didn't make any difference who was shooting or who you were aiming at or who you were. Someone got hurt. There are smart guys on all sides. Luck is the only force. How do I stay alive? How did I survive what I've seen? Sheer good fortune. That's it. After the war, he says, you get used to being nervous all the time. Certain loud noises make you jump. You're always looking over your left shoulder, even at home. It took a long time to calm down. A long time. Despite the years spent in such anxiety, there was only gratefulness in Schwartz's heart. I got through in one piece. I valued being alive. Nothing after the war ever seemed that important. Just being alive. Through the slimmest of margins and oddest reasons, he lived. Almost 80 years since the war, that concept is still inconceivable to him. There may be more people, like Arnold Schwartz, who survived by slim margins, and they may have a similar point of view. As Schwartz slips into his afternoon nap, the granddaughter turns to her father. I don't get it, she says. Granddad has killed people, has lived through depressions, wars, the civil rights movement, watched all of his friends die, watched his people suffer in concentration camps at the hands of other humans he couldn't understand how they were so different from himself. How can he possibly keep living? What does it all mean to him? How can he sit and watch the hummingbirds? Why won't he tell me? And what won't he tell me? Where the young generation searches for the meaning of life, Schwartz's generation seemingly had the meaning thrust upon them. To Schwartz, life is simply luck and love. You would think he must know something we don't, the girl's father, Schwartz's son, says gently. But we do know it. We just don't recognize it. The universe doesn't care if we live or die. There isn't a God we can pray to more successfully than someone sitting and praying next to us. In a weird way, that sounds lonely, and it is. But that's why we value the wonderful, warm love that we have in our lives. He knows what we know, but may not recognize. Work hard. Love your people. Value the good times because they may not last, and enjoy what you can. The tide may go with or against you. You must keep swimming. The girl swallowed. That's it, her father said. It's no more profound than you think. You know why he's alive and other people are dead. Just plain luck. You ask, what else is there? Her father smiles. Isn't that enough? To the girl, someone as special as Arnold Schwartz must be sitting on something, some truth of life that she has to access before he dies. The truth is this: less than you think, but more than enough. Living is luck and love. Anyone Schwartz ever knew in his life before his children are dead. His friends in the 3rd Division that didn't return home remain permanently 21. His wife, who passed almost a decade ago, is forever age 84, and he, for some reason that may not be a reason at all, lives. To be the last of your friends alive, of almost your entire generation, must be lonely. Schwartz remarks, No, I'm not lonely. There's a point where you don't feel it. And right now, I still feel lucky to have even made it. Since that time in his life, at age 99, Arnold has only ever felt like the luckiest man in the world. At the end of the discussion, he sighs. Keep feeling lucky, he tells his granddaughter. That's just what you are, honey. There's a zillion guys just like me to feel lucky for surviving, he says. We sit in silence. The son shakes his head. That's the thing, Dad. There really aren't. On February 28th, 2022, 5 days after his conversation with his son and granddaughter, like every day, Arnold Schwartz watches the morning hummingbirds, then passes away quietly during his afternoon nap. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Oh, it's off again. Thank you. Oh, I think they're gone. Okay. We have about like 15 minutes left, so a few more people can. Oh, there you go. Go ahead. Yeah,
Hey, hi, I'm Sydney. I'm a freshman, so like I've never done this before, but yeah. So I actually wrote this piece like last year, and like it was like for like a senior voice thing. So like as seniors, like we gave like a speech, and it's like a letter to my younger self. And like I figured I'd just like share it here too, because like adjusting to pen has been kind of hard, and like I kind of just need to like remind myself of like what I wrote to myself before, and like feel kind of brave today. So thank you. So to my younger self. Hey, I've been there, I see you, I am you. You've got your knees drawn up tight to your chest, hot tears streaming down your face, heart beating so loud you can hear the blood rushing in your ears. Maybe you didn't do so hot on a math test, or maybe social anxiety got the best of you. If only you were a math genius like your twin brother, or louder or prettier or more outgoing like your friends. You think, because you have everything you could ever ask for, that there's no reason not to be perfect. That it's your duty to succeed, to live up to your parents' or your ancestors' sacrifices that got you here today. But I'm here to tell you that they didn't work hard just to see you succeed, but to see you happy. They gave you the privilege to mess up and discover yourself, so don't waste it. It's not selfish to take time off studying to focus on yourself. It's more selfish to be so absorbed for punishing yourself for what you're not that you miss the bigger picture. I know it often feels like we're judged only by what's on the outside. It feels like all that matters is what college admission officers see, what we look like, or even what our personality is. Those superficial adjectives like nice or funny or quiet. You think that there's someone that you should be some STEM prodigy, or that you should be louder or prettier or less anxious or less boring. But it's your genuine compassion, humility, and generosity that matter most. You don't need to overcome your sensitivity or your quiet qualities. You cherish the relationships with your family, friends, teachers, and even your bus driver who was in the audience at the time. So, yeah. It may not seem like it now, but you will get back what you so generously give, and those relationships you build will serve you well. You think that confidence comes only after success? Well, you've got it backwards. Success comes only after confidence. And no, confidence is not becoming an extrovert, nor faking it till you make it. I never found that advice helpful. Listen to me. You don't have to fake who you are or how you act. Confidence is simply laying claim to your qualities, and you can do that quietly. I am shy, sensitive, and creative, empathetic, humble, and thoughtful, anxious, sheltered, and awkward. You don't have to be like your twin brother or anybody else. You're not in a race. Others' wins are your victories too. It's good to go at your own pace, so if you're different, own it. If you studied hard, don't pretend that you didn't. If you like anime or Warrior Cat books, then baby girl, you own that too. With confidence, you'll find that your test scores will improve. People will be naturally drawn to you, and you'll be so much happier. If something's bothering you, your feelings are valid. Don't be afraid to change classes, approach teachers, talk out disagreements with friends, or start to work out, eat healthier, and learn makeup. It's in your power to change. Eventually, you'll find confidence when you're not actively seeking it. So stop overthinking. You'll be so much more open and surprised by what you love. You'll find art, computer science, crochet, or even Latin. I don't know. Yeah. You'll be graduating high school with a kick-ass GPA, accepted at the University of Pennsylvania. But that's not what I'm proudest of you for. You'll go from someone deathly afraid of ordering a coffee to working on the other side of the register at Walgreens. You'll go from someone who had a social anxiety breakdown in the middle of Model Congress to confessing point blank to your crush. Guess what? You got turned down, but you're still friends. It isn't awkward, and I'm incredibly proud of you. You've learned that you don't have to fit into some box, that you can have a great day after flunking a test, and that you're going to be okay. So please, release your knees and stand up for yourself. Reach out a hand and you'll be surprised at how many people want to help. Look me in the eyes, straighten your back. Don't you ever be afraid to take up space. Let me give you a hug, for you're not alone, and open your mouth, because even though you're quiet, you have something worth saying. Thank you.
Thank you. That was wonderful and very vulnerable. I'm proud of you and everyone else who read. Anybody else? Anybody else? Over there in the corner. I didn't say you could go up. Okay.
Okay. Hey y'all. I'm Lex.
Hi,
I'm
Lex.
Fake Holly Writer's House. So thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. And yeah, I'm just gonna read a poem I wrote. I kind of just write about like general things, like I'm thinking about, whatever. So yeah. The poem is called 15 Seconds. 14 eyes pass in 15 seconds. 13 collars and 12 souls. 11 buckles and 10 earrings. 9 nose rings. 8 lashes. 5, 4, 3, 2 stories. What stories? 2 fleeting names. A name? Lucy? Elle, maybe. Up in smoke, a haze of forgotten names and faces. Hundreds of words exchanged at a rate of Leo, who lived in a locked box, a fleeting memory, thrown with thousands of boxes, shrouded in shallow sentences, empty words that were exchanged at a rate of nothing. Nothing of substance, nothing of meaning, thousands of meetings, hundreds of smiles for 15 seconds. Words are exchanged, but nothing is said. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was very good. It appears Army has one more. All right. That's okay. Yeah, we'll bear it. Woo! Let's go, Army.
All right, so this one I'm a little inspired by Lee, who read about her grandfather. So I wrote a poem a while ago about my grandfather. So yeah, he's from Venezuela, and he worked on a ranch. And this is one of those stories, and maybe I'll explain the story after I finish the poem. This poem is called A Voiceless Prayer to a Bull. Abuelo put on his white shirt and red vest, pushed a needle into his eye, and stepped out onto God's invitation of a day. Clouds and wind without a voice to share his prayer to, the blackberry bull that chased him onto that mango tree, and the bull told him, Lo que será, será. That's my poem. So the story in family legend goes that my
Time's
grandfather was tending to the bull, to the bulls and the cows, and the bull, he let out the bull too soon, and the bull chased him around the ranch, and he had to climb onto the smallest tree because there weren't many trees around. So he climbed onto the smallest tree, and he had to wait until my grandmother came and took care of the bull for him. So, yeah.
All right. We got 8 minutes left. Puppet Master? Let's go. Puppet Master Part 2.
I've done a lot. God knows I've tried to find the truth. I've even lied. And all I know is down inside I'm bleeding. And superheroes come to feast, to taste the flesh, not yet deceased. And all I know is still the beast is bleeding. And crawling on the planet's face, some insects called the human race, lost in time and lost in space and meaning. Will the last person out please turn off the globe, okay? Thank you, bye.
You don't mind if I read a poem, do you? I can read a poem. I can read a poem. Huh? Oh, you want to MC me? Yeah, go ahead. I can be our closing act. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to weep.
Yeah. Let's go, Zelda. This is Zelda, whom I've known for
4 years?
4 years now?
3.5.
Yeah.
3.5.
She's been the worst the whole time. She's going to try and
true.
redeem herself tonight with a poem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Gotta find it.
She's going to make us all wait, though.
No, I'm not. Ah, found it. Okay. Thanks, Simon. This poem is more recent. I have been using the same 2 poems for submissions for like 6 months now, so I was like, I should probably write another one. So I did. I'm not gonna mention that. I'll maybe talk about it after the poem. This is called Meeting Places. All right. We met under the oak tree. We met at Chipotle. We met at the Hyperpop concert and at the pond behind the biology building. We met at the steps and went running. We met under the bridge and watched toddlers pelt geese with bread. We met at my door, at your door, and at my door. We met and I couldn't look at you. We met for the first time. We met for the second time. We met at the gates and I led you inside past the guards, the other kids shuffling off into the night. We probably met in a past life and were birds. Seagulls squawking at each other, fighting over a splattered ice cream on the boardwalk before Lady and the Tramping It. Your beak and my beak, mine and yours, white goodness dribbling down our feathered chests. We met halfway between licks, between escaped breaths, between our pinky and ring fingers. We met 2 sugars, lots of cream, pancakes, a side of hash brown, a side of sausage, the waitress really nice. We met and did it again. You ordered the exact same thing, and I memorized it. Tipped the waitress really nice. We met wherever we could. We met, and when we parted, it was a big thing. You cracking a bottle of champagne on the hull, me waving from the stern, handkerchief drifting down, praying it never touched water. We met how many times? We met for the 77th time, and it felt like 1946. The Dodgers still, in our minds, safe in Brooklyn, and the White Sox still whooping our ass as the innings stretched long, the popcorn stale, the hot dog uneaten, aside from the pickles and the bun, which you let me have. We met like how we imagined old people met, arms locked in place, feet syncopated, roses, roses, roses. We met, and this time we actually were old. We met on the dog's bed, toes growing warm, and on the river of saline solution dripping, drip, drop, straight into your veins. We met, snickering in the soft light of our TV as the newsman forecasted afternoon doom, and tomorrow, yet more doom. We met, and one of us had to be the one to close the other's eyes. We met in a small sunken patch of grass from then on. I told myself I didn't mind, but really, I did. Thank you.
I was snapping the whole time, but I can't snap. So I just thought I would. Yeah, I can't even the mic. That's what it was.
What? Oh, thanks. All right. Oh.
No, don't explain it. I feel like you kind of know, though.
I don't. You guys want an explanation? Okay. This is not an explanation, but I started composing that poem in my head after having sex with someone. And then I was like, I am writing a poem right now in my head. And then they were like, really? And I was like, do you want me to read it? And then I read the poem aloud to them. And that's the most Zelda thing I've ever done in my life. And this is her chain. She's not getting it back.
that thing come over. I know how this goes, yeah. Talk about you need closure. Too many missed calls, too many texts. Damn, I wish I missed my ex.